To finish up our EOM task for Module 2, just a few things before we kind of talk about the conclusion today. Hopefully most of us are kind of like here on this third paragraph with our second topic, with our evidence and our elaboration. So hopefully today kind of finish up that last paragraph and then kind of move on to the conclusion. Before you move on to the conclusion, make sure that whatever topics you chose, you got from this list here in this slideshow. If you're choosing topics on your own and I didn't look at it, chances are it'll have nothing to do with your task. So just make sure that your topics are coming from this list, or I've looked at your topics then if you're going off on your own. And then for your elaboration, kind of like what I had on the screen yesterday, should be two parts. Like, how does your evidence connect to the topic? And then like, why is it important? If you can't think of two things to say of your evidence, maybe you don't know enough about the evidence, or maybe you've got to pick a different piece of evidence from the story. So once you kind of have that kind of decided and it's all checking out with your elaboration, once you double checked for like capitalization of proper nouns in World War II and Ned, then kind of go on to this conclusion paragraph. So kind of like three parts here, restating your thesis, kind of briefly talk about your two topics, and then kind of like summarize the main points of your two body paragraphs, and then like a so what statement, like why is it important? Why does it matter? You'll probably want to connect this back to some type of idea about discrimination, something about Ned and his identity development. Could be how we as Americans should see each other based off of like the good things that we do, not just based off of like the color of our skin or like where we come from. Let's kind of just take a look back at the example. So this is in the weekly folder again. Conclusion here. Remember, this is from an individual from the book that we're going to be reading next, Farewell to Manzanar, about concentration camps in America. So Woody responded to wartime challenges by expressing his positive attitude and sense of humor to comfort his family. So once again, his thesis statement kind of reworded here if I were to go back and look at where his thesis would be here, like Woody responded in a manner that reflected his unique personality. Woody chose to express a positive attitude in order to help his family endure as he like served in the U.S. Army. So kind of like rewording there, got your two topics. Then like, all right, my body paragraphs, they were kind of about how he chose to join the U.S. Army. It would have been understandable for him to respond to the internment by rioting, but the path he chose instead shows how optimistic, loyal, and caring he was. He was a model American citizen. If President Roosevelt had gotten to know individuals like Woody instead of stereotyping all Japanese Americans, perhaps he would not have signed Executive Order 9066. So once again, kind of like that last part would be the, why is it important? Why does it matter? I would try to connect it to some type of idea about Ned being a Navajo individual, and he was able to use like his culture, he was able to use his language to kind of help Americans, white people within the country. Just once again, not seeing color, not seeing race, ethnicity, but like what's the whole point? Like why did we read this book, right? What's the whole point of reading this book? Not just because wit and wisdom told us to, if that makes sense. Once you're done, then we'll kind of tomorrow talk about maybe like a checklist. We'll kind of go over editing. So don't like submit it yet. Just kind of keep it in the in progress section in Schoology. Where's my Dropbox? Whoa. Yeah, you can kind of keep it in this in progress here. If you submit it, that's fine. I can unsubmit it for you. But yeah, that's kind of like our plan for today. Good stuff.